Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, tonight's question is, did Finn destroy his marriage with Steffy on the Bold and Beautiful? I mean, yeah, he came there for the pieces, but he stayed for the wedding. And we all know how much of a control freak that this chick is. Um, Even the mere mention of of Sheila, and she goes absolutely ballistic. So that is the question of the night. Did he destroy his marriage? I wish he would grow some balls, but we'll talk about that as well as General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. As you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does actually help. Um, what's the question, Gemini? And let's do a quick roll call. Black Mars in the chat. Duan's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ronnie Ron's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone had a good day. No, Ron, I didn't get a chance to watch Phoenix Main video. But I do know about it though. I do know about the actor Johnny. I'm doing good, Black Mom. Had the day off, so I'm happy. Me Cobb is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Cherry Ice Cream is in the chat. How you doing tonight? But yeah, Cherry Ice Cream. What's the question now? Gemini says, "Does Nicole baby belong to EJ?" No, because the looks that he and Brady were giving each other were such. No, that's Eric and Nicole's baby. And EJ knows about it, but he is passing that child off as his own. So no, that's Eric's child. But he doesn't know. Church King says, I didn't have a oh I'm sorry, Gemini. My bad. Sorry, Gemini. But yeah, Gemini. So yeah, that is Eric's baby. My bad, cherry ice cream. Well, Ron, he's the devil. So Thurston says I haven't watched Days in a very long time, but those looks were suspicious. Yeah. That was pretty much just EJ the entire time. But yeah, that's Eric's baby. I didn't understand why Nicole was like, "Do you want to hold the child?" I'm like, you don't think that's hard enough for him to sit there and give that child back? He thinking it's not his, and you're asking him, "Do you want to hold the child before you go?" Like, Jesus Christ, Nicole. You like sometimes I'm just like, I don't really get that chick. I really don't. I'm not gonna miss her if we're gonna be honest. I think it sucks what happens to the actress. Um, had to deal with Alar and everything. I don't know about the whole. Um, People are saying she should get justice, and I'm just like, that's how these contract negotiations work. You wanted more money, they didn't want to give it to you, so that ends that. Exactly, Gemini. But even yes, she was definitely being one to that. She was like, "Do you want to hold the baby before you go?" Did you not sit there and see how hard it was to sit there and give that child to you, explain everything from start to finish, and that's what you have to sit there and say? Nicole says, "So is Sloan a criminal? Does that make Nicole one too?" Well, Sloan's a criminal. Um, Nicole isn't a criminal. No. Ron says, "I like the scene between Patch and John and I, but do you agree with him that he wants to keep an eye on Ava in case she screws up?" Absolutely. Yeah. See, I'm going to be honest. I'm more of a Laura Wright fan now, but yeah, it's good to sit there and see those two going back and forth. And Francis was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Senseless act. A senseless, random act that ended in a tragedy. Um, but yeah. That's why you gotta enjoy the little things in life because you never know what's gonna wind up happening from one day to the next, right? That is very true, Nicole. She did do the exact same thing to Sammy a while back, but that was a long time ago now. So I don't know if she actually faced any charges back then or not, but like that was a while. Technically, you could sit there and say in your eyes she was a criminal because she did the same thing, but she ain't going in jail for that. Ron says, Albert, what do you think about when the baby was looking straight at at Eric? I didn't think anything of it. I felt like the scene was just way too long, and I felt like Nicole was just annoying. That's what I thought about that scene, but I didn't even notice that. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't really feel anything about it. So I didn't even, I, I didn't even sit there and think about that until you just said something. To be honest, Ron. Again, like I said, I felt like that scene was. I felt like 40 minutes is way too long for this episode of Days of Our Lives. Jamila says, RP Brenda, I was watching the news and he was actually doing a good thing with all the cameras in LA. I hope that they find them. Yeah, yeah, I hope they find them too. That's insane. Gemini says, Sammy ONG, Sammy was a mess. She was exhausting. She was exhausting most times. I can imagine. I know when she came back, I was like, yo, who is this chick? I mean, people was like, Hurricane Sammy's coming in. And they were so excited. When I saw her, I was like, yo, this chick is kind of annoying, bro. Um, Francis said, felt so bad for Eric. I hope he doesn't start drinking again before the truth comes out. He is really the father. AJ needs to lose everything. Yes, I agree with that, Francis. I agree with that. And actually, to tell you the truth, I like EJ. Okay? I like EJ, and I want him to lose everything because him losing one job isn't enough. He needs to sit there and get booted out of the mirror. He needs to sit there and lose his girl. Um, Ron, I thought she was a hypocrite. I thought she was a hypocrite, to be honest, Ron. Honestly, tell you the truth, the entire time I saw that scene, I was like, Nicole, shut your ass up. You did the exact same thing to Sammy. You don't get to sit there and talk. Stop acting like a damn cat. She needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. Well, your ass needs to be in jail too. Unless that dingbat actually forgot about when she did that to Sammy. Thank you, Gemini. Yes, make sure you do hit that like button. We got 26 people in the chat. I'm pretty sure we don't have nearly the amount of likes that a chat with 26 people in should have. Okay. Well, we got 8 likes. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does actually help. It's exactly, Gemini. Actually got 28 people in the chat. So hit the like button. It helps. And yeah, she's the last person. I was like, bro, you must be out of pocket. How the hell you sitting there talking about, oh, you need to go to jail? Your ass need to go to jail too. You sitting there living a high and privileged life, like. But her ass is gonna be going sooner or later anyway. What's good, Jay Blue? Hope you had a good Monday. All the medics was good, and I just got your email, so I'm definitely gonna check it out tonight before I go to bed. So thank you, I appreciate you always. Gemini says, I remember young Nicole and damn, her daughter is nothing compared to the things Nicole has done. Mm. What's good, Darby? Yep. It was a good Monday. Well, it was a good Monday for me because I was off. Yeah, seriously, thank you, my guy. I appreciate you. I always appreciate you anyway, but I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. But yes. And Black One says Steffi is too much and she has skeletons in her closet. Can't wait for her and Liam Kids Secret to come out. Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. I was not a fan of that. She walked in like, "Boo, you don't live here anymore." And then she had the audacity to sit there and get jealous. She was like, "Oh, I see you have company. Okay, so what are you still doing here?" Thank you for reminding me of that. I put that in my notes actually. I was like, "Why are you still here for?" Yeah, it's pretty rainy here in New York City. Justin says, I don't like Bill, but I find it funny how Katie hates how Bill was in her business and now she's in his. Exactly. I was like, Katie, what the hell are you doing here? Thank you, Justin. That's good. Seriously, Cherry, I was like, why are you still here for? You just said they had company. And then she's standing there, keep looking at him, keep giving him the evil. I was like, Katie, you don't you don't have the right to be jealous. Okay? How many times did this man kept asking you, you kept saying no? Okay, finally, he moved on. Domek says, I'm glad Nicole got her baby back, but she needs to pipe down with the Sloane. Exactly. Exactly, Domex. You know. Because I'm just like, yo, listen, how in the hell do you think that you're going to sit there and tell her, oh, she needs to go to jail? Oh, no, it's cool, Justin. I knew exactly what you meant. Trust me. No, I knew what you meant, Justin. You don't have to be sorry. I knew exactly what you meant. Yeah, I felt like that was a little kind of unnecessary run. I was like, why are you saying that for? I mean, I feel like she said that as a response to Katie's jealousy, which I'm like, the last time I checked, I thought your ass was going out with Carter, right? You were going out with Carter. So like what's the problem, Katie? I just this is why I had to do a review on BNB today, even though well, I'm not gonna sit there and say, but I mean he was happy, Ron. I mean him taking the photos wasn't a problem. Him taking the photos, like, I mean, I didn't really care what Deacon did, but it's funny because Steffi looked at those photos and she was like, "Oh, I see you going to the wedding. I forbid you to go to the wedding, and you went anyway." Like she looked like she was about to have a coronary. I was like, "Boom!" You saw how shook Finn was to sit there and tell the story how he went to the wedding. Justin says, that's exactly right. Glad you brought out Carter. Yeah, I was like, honestly, tell you, Justin, I thought she forgot she was kind of with Carter. The way she kept eyeing Poppy, I was like, girl, once you once you reject someone, you don't have the right to sit there and be jealous. You don't. You lost that right. And you look stupid as hell sitting there doing it. Blackman says, I do not like the direction they are taking the Steffi character. I liked her before. Hmm. Yeah, this controlling over the top version is not working for me. Okay, Cherry Ice Cream. Tanya, how you doing tonight? What's good? Francis says Steffy and Finn's marriage is definitely going to be over. Finn's going to get tired of her demands about Sheila. Yes, and I can't wait. Domex says Nicole knows she spent all of 15 minutes in jail for kidnapping Sydney from Jesus Christ. And yes, she has the audacity to sit there and try to act all. Oh, okay, Ron. That's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting, Ron. Jakaris, how are you doing tonight? It's good to see you, my friend. Domex says they're trying to make Steffi act more like Stephanie, but the thing is, Stephanie had been stressed out for years before she started snapping. Okay. What's good, Big Nate? Darby says Eric just proved how stupid he really was, expecting something. Yeah, thank you, Darby. I was like, in what universe do you honestly think she's gonna wait to sit there and have the cops put her in jail? What's good, Jonathan? I know, Jakaris. I heard about it too this weekend. What's good, Sir Charles? Blackmon says, love the actress Jacqueline. She is a great actress and deserves the 3 Daytime Emmy Awards she won for lead actress. But yeah, Jakara's another senseless act of violence. Um, so Charles says, I cannot wait today. Bring the new soap show. You mean the Gates, right? Talk about the Gates, I'm assuming. Johnson says Sloan might as well had told the whole truth about the baby. She still lost Eric regardless. Yeah, but she didn't lose her freedom now, right? She didn't lose her freedom. That's why she didn't say anything. Yes, Sir Charles, I'm waiting for that show too. Um, I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to be reviewing it. Lord. Well, yeah, Ron, that was stupid of him. That was stupid. You and Darby are right. That was stupid. And what universe do you honestly think I'm going to sit there and wait for the cops to show up to arrest me? He actually stood there like he was surprised. I'm like, wow, you're stupid. Dolomex says Stephanie had raised the whole family to adulthood before Eric started cheating on her with Brooke. Stephanie anger was justified. Stephanie just sounds like she's throwing a temper tantrum. See? Jakar says Stephanie hatred on Brooke was justified. I mean, I can imagine, yeah. Well, I have to take your word for it. I wasn't watching back then, so I'll take your word for it though. I don't think Stephanie is throwing no temper tantrum. What do you think she's doing? What do you think that she's doing besides being a control freak? Johnson says, but she is still going to lose her freedom regardless. I mean, now she gets on that plane and goes, well, how? How is she actually going to lose her? Well, yeah. I mean, never mind. I mean, that's true, Jakar. I mean, that's true, Jonathan. But it's better to be in jail. It's better to be on the run than be in jail, right? I'm choosing being on the run to being in jail. Yeah, she did lose her freedom, but jail is no joke. Darby says, I also think that Finn is tired of being the third wheel in his own marriage. Hmm. And Dolmax says, oh, I have great news. They're finally showing full episode Hollyoaks on their YouTube channel. Ooh, nice. Okay. That's good. That is good. That is some good news. Gorgeous Queen Janet, what's good? What's good, love? Blackman says Steffi is in everyone's business and she needs to worry about her own business. Yes. Yeah, Blackman, that's some good news. Okay. All right. J Blue says the crime is very prevalent here in Chicago and Chicagoland area. I'm trying to be positive about humans, but act like these. Yeah, exactly, J Blue. I mean, they did that over a card part. You know, you you killed the man. You devastated a family over some card parts. Really? Sean says, "Hey, Albert, everyone, enjoy the repeat of GSA, especially Sprina. I think they need to bring Gladys back to make Sasha and Cody more interesting." Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I didn't rewatch that, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, though. Johnson says, but she'll be back on Friday to face Nicole's wrath. Yeah, exactly. I don't really understand why she actually came there. See, this is like the type. This is the type of things that's like they have to do this in the story in a soap opera to make it work. If I'm going on a run and I just screwed over this person, why the hell am I actually going to go back to the scene and crying? Oh my god! It is pretty sad, Janet. Ron says, "Do you agree with Phoenix that Kristen it well, I mean, I didn't watch Phoenix video, Ron, but that if Kristen do look in the safe and find those results, that she will blackmail." Yes, yeah, that I can agree on. Yes, yeah, I can agree on, Ron. I mean, it would make sense. She's trying to get control. So Janice says the beginning of the end for Finn and Steffi's marriage. Exactly. Yep, I agree, Janet. Dolmack says Steffi also reacted this way towards Quinn. The problem is Steffi goes too hard on too many women. For Steffi, is Sheila is the devil unless Brooke. Quinn, Hope, or Ivy are the devil. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about Quinn before I started watching it, but yeah, I do agree with the other ones though. Sir Charles says, "Do y'all think Finn?" Okay. Jay Blue says, I had to turn off today's repeat of GH. Never happy to see that creepy doctor and Gladys. I got a little curiosity and Gregory. I was over Spencer and Trina. Yeah, I get it. They're not for everyone. I mean, I can take them or leave them. Um, the Hunter Star stuff was interesting, so I did enjoy their stuff in the Hunter Star both times. So, but yeah, I mean, granted, I didn't watch the repeat. I've seen it once. I don't need to sit there and I don't do repeats on episodes anyway. So Ron says, Albert, tell the chat one reason that you don't like standalone episodes. I just don't like standalone episodes. I don't need a reason. I just don't like standalone episodes. Why do I need to sit there and give a reason? My reason is I don't like them. Um, Johnson says so. Dr. Montague was on to. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't watch it. Once I knew it was a repeat, I didn't need to rewatch it. Dolmex says Steffi lost her ever loving mind when Eric and Quinn got together. Oof, that sounds like that's too much. They probably are, Francis. Unfortunately, they probably are. Quinn of the South, how are you doing? Oh, Doctor Montague. J Blue says the repeat was when Trina. Yeah, the Hunter Star was good TV. I agree with that, J Blue. Darby says firing Hope is the worst thing Steffi could have done. With Hope working for Forrester, Steffi has some power over Hope's career. Now that hope doesn't work there, all bets are off. Eagle Fang, did you cover the story of the real life? No, but I know about it though. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Eagle Fang, I didn't feel comfortable making a separate video about it. But I talked about it. I talked about it in the live stream stuff. Oh, of course, Queen. Of course. Yeah, it just. I feel. Yeah. I know some other people are sitting there doing that. I would feel disingenuous to sit there and talk about it, and I just I don't know. Maybe one day I will. I don't feel like I'm ready to actually do it now though. I also feel like it's a very I also feel like it's a very sensitive topic, and if I feel like I can't do it right, I just shouldn't do it. You know. Ron says, Albert, what did you think about Deacon having Tom sign? Um, I didn't really think any of it. He signed as a witness. I mean, it's like asking me what did I thought of the sky being blue today? It was blue. Jay Blue says you got to do you. Yeah, I just like maybe one day when I feel comfortable to sit there and talk about it. But Mystic Finn did destroy his marriage. Okay. And Eagle Fang says Deacon is a good dude getting homeless guys some food. Help Deacon is a real man. Yes, I did actually like that part. Thank you for mentioning that, Eagle Fang. Yeah, that was good of him. Ooh, I got you, Jay Blue. It's good to see you. You have a great night, my friend. Yes, that was nice seeing Eagle Fang. That was nice seeing. Here's the thing, Eagle Fang. I feel like Deacon's the type of dude that would have done that regardless if he helped him out or not. Like even if he didn't help him out the Sheila thing, he would have did it anyway, which shows character. You know, shows character. Eagle Fang says it's cool of Deacon because he did not give him money. He gave him an opportunity. Great for both characters. Exactly. I agree with that. Ron says, Albert, when Phoenix was doing his video on Johnny, who played Brandon on GH, he was being cautious, saying that this is YouTube, have to be careful with his words, saying, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it. You gotta be careful. You don't want your video to be getting demonetized and everything. So I get it. Makes sense. That's good for him. I know most people are probably covering it, but I just don't feel comfortable sitting there making this up. Like I'll talk about it in the chat, but I wouldn't feel comfortable just making an actual video about that. Now, Francis says the actor who is playing Tom on B&B is Ron's Howard's brother. I think you're right. I think you are right. Ron Howard. Wasn't that dude from Happy Days? Yes, wasn't that dude from Happy Days? Ron Howard. He was always so wet. Johnson says, do you think it will get to a point where Everett, as Bobby gets out of control, that he will need to be restrained? I think so. Eagle fans, I try to censor my words because I don't want to get you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Eagle fan. Yeah, you know how it is. You know how it is. Clint Howard. Oh, okay. I get so confused with the whole Happy Days guys. Johnson says that Ron Howard played Richie on Happy Days. Okay, felt like that was about right. Before they completely changed that show around and just made it the Fonzie show. But yeah, I'm not that old. The show was before I was born, but I do remember watching reruns. Eagle fan says Clint was in a lot of movies in the '90s. Man, I'm not gonna lie, Eagle fan, that the '90s movies had a certain charm to them. But they didn't worry about being politically correct or anything like that. They just made movies. It wasn't about whatever they got going on now. It was just about movies, and they have to be all politically correct and super sensitive about everything. It's the truth. It's the truth, Eagle Fang. It is the truth. Trust me, I'm a '90s kid. Well, I'm an '80s kid, so Eagle Fang said that they had that good feeling. Yeah, that good feeling that they didn't have to worry about saying anything that might offend someone. Johnson says, I'm only familiar with Happy Days because I watched it on Nick at Night. Good old Nick at Night. Right after my favorite shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark. Francis says, I think Clint playing Little Boy and Gentle Ben way before your time. Yeah, man. You know what? You know what show was actually really good though today? The Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless is actually good today. I've been enjoying a lot of the Young and the Restless. I think Audra is trifling. I think Audra is trifling as hell. Johnson says, I remember watching Are You Afraid of the Dark on Snick. Yep. Snick, Are You Afraid of the Dark? All that. Um, I think they had a show called Roundhouse that no one cared to watch, but all that. Oof, I guess I can't really bring that up anymore, huh? Thank you, Jonathan. Alex Mack with a good save. That was my show also. It's a shame what wound up happening to the actress. There was a person that was stalking her in real life. Um, yeah, he was super obsessed. Damn it. I actually like that show too. Now it's just very hard to look at that show the same now. But you know, they had to sit there and find a way to destroy everything. And talking about bad people that were in charge of the show. And Pete. Was that on Snack? I feel like that was a Sunday thing, but yes, Jonathan. Um, good old days, huh? No, I was gonna say. Johnson says, and Keenan and Cal and Alan Stranger. Or Alien? Alan Stranger? I don't remember Alan Stranger. I remember, well, I remember Keenan and Cal. I remember those two. Well, I remember that show. Alan Strange, I don't remember that one, though. Thank you, Francis. 20 in the chat, 37 people. I mean, 20 likes in the chat, 37 people. 20 likes in the chat and 37 people in the chat. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button because it actually really does help. Thank you, Francis. Um, appreciate you. But yeah, Arch is one trifling woman, like, and it's obviously it's this big coincidence because Tucker has to go to Paris to deal with Audra and her trifling ways, and Ashley has to go to Paris to deal with her DID with Alan. So I feel like if something's going to happen to Tucker, it's going to be in Paris. And unfortunately, we're going to have to sit there and probably see those terrible green screens. Johnson says it was a show about an alien who stayed with a human family until he out find a way to get home. I'm about to look that up right now. Sean said Clint played Leo on the Andy Griffin show. Of course, Eagle fan, that's the plan. I mean, I don't think she should get. It's funny because it's like I don't. Eagle fan says the green screens on are so bad on GH. I legit see YouTubers with better green screens than that. I think you mean Y&R, right? Oh, okay. Good. Thank you. Let me look that up right now. Yeah, I had a feeling you was gonna sit there and say I knew you meant Y&R. Jesus Christ. Oh, this looks bad. I mean, this looks not bad. This looks 90s. Jesus. You ever just watch something really old and it feels like you just went in the time machine? And they actually have the whole like seasons. Jesus Christ. Okay. If I have time, I'll sit down and watch it. It's funny, and like I'm off for a whole week, and I still don't know if I'm gonna have time. Have a good night, Nicole. Um, have a good night, Nicole. Francis says, "Sorry, gotta go before the storm hits here. My dog needs her walk." Okay, yeah, be safe out there, Francis. You have a great night. It was good to see you. I can see in the 30 seconds that I saw, I was like, I can see that. I actually really did like Alex Smackdown. Eagle fan says the one where Victoria is hanging out with Claire. Did you Eagle fan? Did you see the Yeah, that was bad too. Did you see the green screen with Kyle and Claire and Harris? They were on, I guess, this Ferris wheel. Oh man, it looked bad. Yes, be safe, Francis. I hope I get to see you soon. Just to let me know that you're okay. You know what show I was actually watching a little bit, Jonathan? Degrassi. I was watching the one where Jemmy got into it was picking a fight with Sean. I'm actually surprised that that show definitely pushed some boundaries. They they definitely push some boundaries. But that's Canada. That's Canada for you, right? But yeah, what the hell is going up happening on Why now? Oh yeah. Um DC Soap Sanctuary. Let's everyone say what's up to DC. Hope all is well with you. Give a round of applause for DC Soap Sanctuary. Danny R, how you doing? How's the YouTube channel going? You're still on YouTube, right? Let me know before I have to sit there and go through my history to try to find your videos. But yes, I think what the hell? Oh, that's what I was gonna sit there and say. So Cole and Michael convinced Victor to turn Jordan over into the authorities. Because in all reality, that was not a long term plan. And I'm just like, Victor, why don't you just sit there and just take her out permanently? Just kill her. Just be done with her at this point. But that's see, Danny, it just takes some time. Just takes some time. So you just have to give it time. If you don't get some views right away, give it some time. DC said, yeah, Victor didn't have a plan, which didn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly, especially considering that he is Victor Newman. Even fans says, are you talking about what when all through on the roller coaster? Yes, yes, that one. Yes. Yeah, it was it was bad. It was bad, Eagle Fang. DC says Victor's whole thing of I have an alarm whenever someone comes clearly wasn't a great defense if Cole found. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why he was like, well, what happens if Nikki finds it? Or if Jordan escapes? There was a point they were on a Ferris wheel. No, they were on a Ferris wheel. Yeah, no, I think he meant a Ferris wheel. They were on that Ferris wheel where they go like around or whatever. But it looks so bad. It's Harris, Claire, and Kyle, and it just looks so bad. And like somebody said, they have better green. We've seen YouTubers that have better green screens. DC says Victor with that secret prison tunnel downstairs was giving the Mara tunnel vibes. Yeah, it was bad. And like somebody pointed out, DC, when a YouTuber has a better green screen than them, that's a problem. That is a straight up problem. And the reason why I'm bringing that up so much is because they're going to be going to Paris soon. Okay, you got Ashley and Tucker and Audra and Alan going to Paris. And you know damn well they're not actually going to Paris. So you can imagine all the terrible green screens that they are using. DC says, I think the green screen used from my phones are better than Y&R green screen, and that's not saying much. It's exactly, DC. That's exactly what I'm saying. Diane says if Y&R had better budgets, they would be able to go on location shoots. Exactly, Tanya, like the old days. Like the old days. Um, John Anderson was talking about how back then they went to places like Rome for Justin and um, Audria or Andrea, whatever her name is, had their wedding in Rome. DC says, but now notice B&B has the budget to actually go to Paris, though. Hmm. Isn't it? And it's also run by Brad Bell. Well, B&B does have smaller casts, so what's this here? But that's the thing though, DC. B&B has a smaller cast than Y&R does. So I think it's just a matter of money wise with their budget, which actually does make sense. DC says also feel like it doesn't take much to use their budget to slightly change locations. Sometimes I feel the writers lack creativity. Oh, now DC says B&B also has more international money. It has Dubai and everything like that, and okay. Then it says also B&B is super popular in Italian. Is in Italy is also B&B is super popular in Italy. Yep, and that goes right along with DC saying as far as they got more of an international, you get more international money. They're able to shoot in places like Dubai. We all know why they're able to shoot in Dubai and not Y&R. That's right, we do. Unfortunately, Genesis also Y&R with the stables was a terrible background, so fake. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. They used to actually have actual, actual stable. I remember Nikki and Sharon got into a fight. Lisa says, I think Steffi has ruined her own marriage with her bossy self. Lisa Clapp, yes, you are coming in with the facts. DC says, I mean, why not could alter one of their sets they already had and say it's another country. Soaps do that all the time instead of bootlegging green screens. I remember, I remember one soap opera took place in the jungle and it was in a country town in Florida. Now, DC says Steffi is standing on business. Yeah, she's standing on losing her marriage. Nobody wants to sit there and deal with a bossy chick. Nobody wants to sit there and deal with somebody who's going to act like they run things. No, 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 no. Talk about put my foot down. Okay, little girl, we ain't doing that. Now, what fairy tale you living in? DC said yes, but if my mother-in-law tried to kill me and left me for dead, I have to every right to act like a fool after that. Yeah, you're gonna be a fool without a marriage. With that mindset, buy a dog and die alone. Because in all reality, after my mother-in-law shot me, I wouldn't stay married to that person. I wouldn't stay married to that person. So if you're gonna stay married to that person, then it is what it is. Then he says, Albert, what's up with Katie? It seems like she's a little jealous of Bill's new romance partner, Luna. Mom, yes, she is, Danny, and she looks stupid being jealous. Lisa said, Hope's going to be right there. It's exactly, Lisa. You took some of mine, which is hope for the future. I'm taking your husband. DC says, but that man and that marriage doesn't understand the gaslighting is real from Bostic Enterprises. Okay, fair enough. I would divorce Finn too, but Finn should stand up for his family. What he should do is he should sit there and stand up for his. He's no. What he should be doing is standing up to Steffi, because Steffi acts like she controls that man's balls. Um, and it's like Hope said, Steffi shouldn't be sitting there dictating his feelings, his relationship with his own mother, and that's what she comes across doing. What's good, Amber? Alyssa J, how are you doing? Hope you had a good day. I know. Well, you probably saw the rerun of General Hospital today, right? If you had time. Ron says, Albert, so Liam is right as long as Steffi stays with the loop with that losers. Sheila will always be part of her life, like it or not. Yeah, I think you was gonna like it, Alyssa. Exactly, Danny. She doesn't have a right to be jealous. When you decide to reject the person that wants to be with you, and they are with somebody else, you need to shut your mouth. She doesn't need to be walking in that man's house like she runs his. Well, my weekend was good, Amber. DC says what, but that's because Finn doesn't have any balls. He won't set boundaries with Sheila. Sheila shoots Steffi point blank with gun range. How is Steffi the villain here? I won't accept it. Yeah, DC. I don't think anyone cares about that nastiness, but DC. The only thing that Steffi's gonna be sitting there doing is buying a dog and dying alone with that attitude. Lisa says a whole Finn and a whole. I like hoping Finn and Steffi and Liam. And Jakar said you might do a review tonight. Okay. All right, I'll keep on the lookout. Jakar says I'll be doing a review on Friday and Monday's episode. Alyssa said Finn was caught lying to Steffi. How? Yes, yes, DC says nastiness or true love. Nope, nastiness. You had it right the first time, DC. Yeah, that's what I say. He didn't lie. He was too afraid to tell the truth. He started to tell the truth, and Steffi got that photo on her phone. Because he did sit there and say, "Yeah, I went to pick up the pizza, and they were there having their wedding." Well, that's the thing, Alyssa. He didn't actually get a chance to do that. Remember, Steffi looked at her phone because she had an alert on her phone, and she saw the picture. Lashanta says, "Hey Albert, happy Memorial Day, Johnny Work." Yes, I know. I heard. Aaron LaShawn. It's sad. Jakar says, "How did you feel about AJ on Friday episode?" Um, I do think that Johnny should sit there and speak more instead of just going with everything that Chanel says. The problem is he doesn't speak his mind. And I get that he's trying to be respectful, but like I mean he should have listened, but I mean um it's not lying. He just didn't get to the point. And again, I think the problem is, yeah, Sean, I don't know what DC is. Danny says Stephanie makes me sick today, and Finn, you need to step up and put her in check because she's acting like she's the boss and controlling him. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Alyssa, and this is why I'm saying this. Well, this is my whole thing. I think that Finn needs to grow some balls and just sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I end up at Sheila's wedding. It is what it is." You know. Night Girl so sad about Johnny who played Brando. Yeah, senseless act of violence that didn't need to happen, and unfortunately, he's not alive, and his family's in a lot of pain. His family and friends are in a lot of pain because of that. Yeah, Black man. That's why I was like, I'm not paying attention to that nastiness. Yes, LaShawn. He's a stand-up guy. And you know something else? Lisa says, I've never been a Stephanie fan to begin with. She was entitled. See, my whole thing is, while all this is coming out, Steffi is not snitching to tell the truth, right? Yeah, it is unfortunate. See, the whole time she's keeping a secret, right? The kiss between her and Liam. Now she's lying by omission, and that happened months ago. That happened months ago, and she didn't say anything. So while she's standing on her high horse, being all upset with Sheila, being all upset with Finn going to Sheila's wedding, you're forgetting that you are keeping a secret yourself. Thank you, Blackmon. Not just once, but twice. Twice. That's the thing. That's the thing, Alyssa. While she has her rights to be upset with Finn going to the wedding, you know, and her just finding out about it, when is she gonna find out about that kiss? What's she gonna sit there and say then? Oops, it happened? It happened twice? Like seriously, it happened twice? You didn't say anything once, but not twice though. Blackmon said DC wasn't your cup. Ron says, "Albert, are you shocked that Liam hasn't mentioned about the kiss also?" Well, Ron, I'm not because Liam kind of comes across as a scumbag, so I'm not surprised by Liam. Well, it wasn't today though, but DC, no, Sprite. There you go. Kevin, why hasn't Liam tell Finn about the kiss? Because he's a scumbag. And what's good, Kevin? But the thing is, when Finn finds out, he's gonna be pissed. DC says Albert doesn't like Nate and Tracy because he's a hater. All the haters who weren't for true love and romance only watch Chase like Albert. Ah, you funny. Yeah, listen, I don't know what DC's on. Listen, you know how DC loves to troll. Then he says, Albert, if you saw my last video, I didn't. I did talk about Steffi last week, and I also have to make a new one. All right, well, I will check it out then, Danny. I'll check it out. Well, I guess those are the tests of marriage, huh? Alyssa, those are some tests right there. Life will always give you tests. Unfortunately, life will give you some very hard tests at times. DT says, now true love was on my church and where I live, but did Albert watch those shows? Take a wild guess. Well, I did watch One Life to Live, regardless of what DC's saying. I did watch One Life to Live. Anthony, the number one YouTuber. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Well, here's the thing, Ron. That's exactly what Brock TV said. Well, you know what? That's actually pretty sad, DC, because if it took me to stop watching the show for it to get canceled, then you gotta sit there and think. How good was it? I mean, hell, I like more like to live, but Kevin said, "Would Thomas save Hope's fashion line?" I hope he won't. I hope he won't, Kevin. I hope he would sit there and let that fashion line die. And according to what Steffi's Smith is saying, how she's going to kill that line, it is dying. But that's what I saw in the previews, though, Kevin, is that Steffi is canceling Hope's line. Oh, Night Girl. I used to love Natalia. Now I used to love Natalie. Listen, there are a lot of Finn and Steffi fans. They're going to be heartbroken. Yeah, they are. DC just coming up with a bunch of nastiness. You know what, DC? That's exactly why you got timed out by Brock. Also, I think her name was Melissa Archibald. I think that was her name. Oh, good old Natalie. When they decided to make Natalie Vicky's other daughter, I remember that they made Natalie's Vicky's other daughter. And I'm glad Nicole going to throw her hands for some, but I hope Eric gives EJ that good old fashioned soap fight. Me too. LaShawn says LaShawn says Victor finally let Jordan out, but she could not escape Victor's chloroform again, Victor told Cole and Michael that they betrayed him. Yeah. I can't sit there and read that out loud. That's gonna make me throw up. But DC, that comments for you. I'm not reading that nastiness. They were at let's say I like Finn and Steffy together, but dang, this may be the end for them, or they were probably going to take a break from each other for a bit. I see Steffy sleeping with Liam and Finn sleeping with Hope. Yeah, I see that too. It should be interesting, Jonathan, if Eric and AJ do fight them. Cat Lady, gorgeous. Queen Cat Lady sadly needs to come back, open her fashion line, and have Hope work that effing Forster. Let's hope we get that, Jonathan. Why do you say that? Why do you say that she had no identity as a character? Cat Lady says, and bring Adam with her. Johnson says there's a clip of Eric fighting Brady. You should look that up. I will look that up. I will look that up. And said they had Nicole forgive Holly so quick. Yeah, and I was not a fan of that. I'm like, she said something. I've hit, but you know the thing is, she got her baby back, so I think she's overjoyed with that. Plus, she doesn't want to fight with her daughter. But for me, Ed, I felt like that was a line that you. That's a line that once you cross, you can't come back from. Yeah, Kylie, I'm going to be honest. I'm not exactly a fan of the whole Connor story with Adam and Chelsea. I really don't care. It's just depressing, and maybe I don't care because I don't have kids. Then he says Albert Liam is one of those characters thirsty for a Steffi. Go back with Liam because those two are idiots and crazy. Oh yeah, here's a snake. It's depressing, DC. It's just the same. Yeah, exactly, Tanya. Josh Griffin is known for repetitiveness. But DC, it's depressing. They wind up having the same depressing conversations. They talk to Connor. He has this. Honestly, the Connor story feels real. The problem is, DC, it doesn't go anywhere, right? They talk to Connor. It's the same thing. They're walking on eggshells. Connor gets defensive. He ends the conversation. Both of them sit there and start blaming themselves. And then it just happens all over again. That's the problem. That is the problem, DC. DC says, I just feel Sally isn't given much of identity or screen time unless it revolves around the Newmans. I guess this newfound alliance with Audrey is the rightest way of reminding us that Sally is still there. I feel like it's just, the problem is it's the same repetitive, depressing conversation. That's the problem, and it's not moving along. It's not moving along. I'm gonna get to your comment in a second, Ron. It's not moving along. Okay, that's literally how that conversation goes. They talk to Connor. They're walking on eggshells. Connor gets defensive. He talks for a little bit. He ends the conversation, and then they feel like crap. And then they do the whole self-loathing thing, and then they do it over and over and over and over and over again. After a while, it's like, my God, this is just that's literally how I feel. It's like it doesn't go anywhere. It's just the same thing over and over again. Like, Jesus Christ. And then people sitting there saying, oh, they should sit there and take Connor home. To do what? What is taking him home actually going to do? I remember reading that in my comment section. I'm just like, Ron says, Albert, when Eric and Nicole find out that EJ knew the truth, hopefully she will drop him like a hot potato. Yes, I do hope that EJ loses everything because he needs to lose everything. DC says, see, Nixon Falls would know how to move this kind of story along. So I agree. It's the same stuff every day, the same repetitive every, and it's depressing. Yeah. And it says, I see Harris back and leaving him away. So I guess this is the way of having Steve burn and leaving him away. Well, from what I understand, they're going to Montana to sit there and find Clyde. So unless Clyde kills him, I don't really see how they're gonna have him leave. Now, DC says, can Sloan be redeemed? Because if Eric can steal his stomach car after she stole his niece, aka Sammy's baby, maybe Sloan can be redeemed. It's possible. It's possible. I didn't like Nicole talking about, oh, Sloan needs to go to jail. She needs to get, charges brought against her. It's like, bro, you need to be in jail too, and you're not. So what are you talking about? Lisa says, I heard that the Adam Connor and Chelsea storyline is personal to Josh Griffin because he is facing that issue. Okay. How are you doing tonight, Lisa? Oh, they actually bring a new character. Kevin said I heard Born the Beautiful new character named Sarah. Okay. Well, good for Born the Beautiful. Bringing in a new character. Okay. I heard that too, Danny. I heard a rumor that Adam's going to go back out with Chelsea because of everything. Well, Ed, I'm always looking forward to seeing with Melinda because she's Melinda. LaShawn, I don't think anyone has seen Christian since whenever they'll have last time that they saw Christian. It's like, when was the last time you saw Moses? Remember Moses, LaShawn? Remember Moses? Yeah, I didn't really care either, Ron. I would sit there and say the same thing. I didn't really care. DC says I feel Sloan has been through so much. I'm showing my girl some grace. Wow, that's nice of you. I don't use that word too often because I don't give it. DC says Moses should be at Chancellor Winters for crying out loud. Yeah, instead they put him in the attic. Tanya says, why not needs a new head writer who knows how to come up with good storylines and pace them well? Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I think Lisa was saying that the reason why they're doing this Connor OCD storyline is because it's personal for him. Which is I get that, but they gotta find a way to kind of speed that up a little bit. Like this is and it's just the same. Oh right, Lisa Face was coming back. Okay, it's the same repetitive conversation. I think that's the problem. It's the same depressing repetitive conversation. DC says, I mean, Sloan lost her parents, boohoo. Her brother, boohoo. Her child, that sucks. That's sad. And now her adopted child, she's going through it. I'm praying things work out for her. Wow, DC, I guess that's what they call having heart and compassion. It's really good quality in you, DC. I've heard about those feelings, being nice and kind. Claire, yeah, I heard about that too, Kevin. I heard about that too. There's a lot of rumors going on, Kevin, about that. Alyssa says Sloan needs a good ass whooping for Nicole, then disappear and come back to make a good deed. I see Sloan getting a redemption. Yeah, Lisha, I heard she's coming in for I heard she's stepping in for Chelsea. Um but Chelsea deals with Connor. And Ron says, Abra, all Melinda needs now is a man to keep her busy because she has been single for too long. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I don't think they have enough single men to sit there and fill that position. Um, I don't feel like that's going to wind up happening, Ronnie Ron. What? DC has a wild theory based on what I saw of today's episode. I believe Melinda killed Lee Shen, and now as a DA, she can control how the case reopens. Unfortunately, probably not DC. I mean, Jakara's, because this is Days of Our Lives, and they just like to bring characters back because for some odd reason that makes sense to them. LaShawn says Moses is the son that Neil Winters had with Sophia. Hmm. Now, as said, they really don't on this for Melinda. You mean they don't really have her too much on? Now, Justin says Steffy just cost her on marriage with Finn exactly by being the boss, by being all bossy. Since they're trying to talk to him like he's some sort of child that didn't do what she tell him to do. I'm like, I feel like she's confusing the roles. Like, he ain't the child. Like, he's. What are you doing, Bo? No, DC, we're not wilding. The only person that's wilding is you. We're not wilding. Yeah, cold down hell before I have anyone who I'm going, I would sit there and tell me what to do and what not to do. Must be out your forehead. What's good, Solomon? It's been a hot minute since I've seen you. The only thing she's gonna be Smith there standing on is she's gonna be standing by herself. Must be out your forehead. Lisa says, this reminds me of when everyone said Nina kept Sonny hostage in Nixon Falls when in her defense she called Carly first. So sis did her job. Carly hung up. That's on her. And Kevin says Steffi treats Finn like a dog. Yeah, she tries to boss this man around and tell him what to do. Like ain't no man in their right mind is gonna be sitting there getting told what to do. That's what's not gonna happen. Lisa says Harris is leaving. I don't want him killed off, or rather the writers recast him later if they want to bring him back. Have a good night, Tanya. Hmm. Yeah, that's the question, isn't it, Lisa? Hmm. No, give me a cold down out. Johnson says I heard Kristen might find out that EJ is not the father of Nicole's baby, and she may blackmail him into making her the CEO of the marriage. Yeah, somebody has said that. Somebody said the same thing. Somebody said the same thing in the chat. So you're not the only person that thinks that way. I feel like I should have got something strong before I read this. Have a good night, Jagaris. Oh, times like this, I'm just whining. I have to get some this week. DC says Steffy is mad that the man she married won't stand up to his biological mom who shot them and left them for dead. One more time for the people in the back. But in DC, Steffy should have left his ass. But she chose to stay. And when you choose to stay, you do not get to sit there and dictate how somebody else is going to be moving in their life. You don't run, you see, that's the problem, DC. She acts like she runs shit in that relationship. That's the thing. If that's the case, then her ass should have been gone. She chose to stay, so it is what it is. You don't get to choose to stay and then start trying to make rules and telling somebody else what to do. I don't understand. Solomon says someone explained to me why they. Okay, hold on. DC says sometimes you can dictate if they betray you and desire to. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this again. Hold on. Johnson says EJ does still have one job. He's still a lawyer. That's true. That's true. He still does have his law license. DC says sometimes you can dictate if they betray you and desire to earn your trust. Wow. DC says, well, his ass is still trying to keep her family together. I'm not even mad at her. Okay. Okay. All right. That's I have a very interesting way of thinking, DC. I'll sit there and say that much. Dictating is not always a bad thing. Dictating is not always a bad day. It's not always a bad thing. DC, with all due respect, what in the hell universe do you actually live where that sentence actually makes sense? Seriously, what parallel universe where that actually makes sense? Susan R. Family just left, went swimming, and had a cookout today. I feel like I need some goddamn wine. I may actually have to get some tomorrow. I may actually have to get some tomorrow because I feel like I can't be sober to sit there and try to read something like this, make sense out of it. Johnson says after Harrison leaves, it's possible that Ava and Lucas could be a couple. I guess if that's the thing that people like. Lisa says, I think Hope is just trying to make her daddy happy. Exactly. DC says parents dictate to their children, boss dictates at times to employ a woman who got shot by her mother in law, dictating boundaries to her husband. is not a bad thing. It is a bad thing when you start being controlling about it. I wish I knew Solomon. I feel like I shouldn't be sober to sit there and try to, like, I understand those things, but DC, in no universe is it ever okay for one person to dictate what somebody else does. Okay? Um, that's number one. Number two, like I said, it would be a cold day in hell before a woman actually dictates my actions on what I can and can't do. That's just not going to happen. So, and to be fair, a man shouldn't be sitting there dictating a woman's actions either. But Alyssa, the whole thing, Sheila was redeemed by what? Kevin says, I heard Hope and Brooke start own fashion house. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Ron, I really don't care who's dating who. I don't really do couples run, so like I that's not something I would generally really think about. DC says so Sheila shot her and left her for dead and violate boundaries, but Steffi is the controlling one. What parallel universe is this? It's giving me Nixon Falls. What? Someone says, I told Karius in the stream last night that it was okay for Finn to go a little. Yeah, I heard that. I was like, I don't know about that. Johnson says, believe it or not, the material we've been getting from days recently from the temp writers. Hmm. I just remember today's episode was not really that good. DC says Albert don't do couples. DC, I'm gonna get back to your other. I'm gonna get back to your other comment. Justin says Albert. Alyssa asked my question about why is Hope kissing up to Sheila. I don't think she's kissing up to Sheila. She's doing that there for her dad. She's not kissing up to Sheila. Darby says, Albert, you said that statement about 5 times already. Are you looking for a strong woman to tell you what to do? No, no, Darby. It's just that DC is just saying he's just saying he's saying some shit that doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. And you know what? I'm just gonna be nice about it and just move on. Just but it's not making sense to me. It's making sense to him, which is yeah. You know what? DC. I'm gonna use kid gloves on you tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use kid gloves on you tonight because I don't have alcohol, which clearly I need it. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said to listen. Um, I mean, DC's that they're talking about it's okay to be dictating things at times. I'm like, yeah, cold down hell before somebody starts dictating somebody else. Unless this chick is coming from another planet, no person on this earth is going to be dictating. Alyssa, I've been drinking cocktails tonight, so I'm. Oh, Alyssa, Jesus Christ, you have no idea how bad. You have no idea how bad I want to sit there and get a drink tonight. DC says maybe Aubrey doesn't desire a strong woman who will stand up to her husband, whose mother-in-law shot both of them and left them for dead. Sounds like about right. I'm just playing. DC ain't playing, but no, seriously, Alyssa, I feel like I should actually. I'm gonna get one tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get one tomorrow as soon as the liquor store opens. That's what I need to get. Um, but I just Alyssa. So you're going to rehab or something? That's why you can't drink? No, I just sometimes it's hard to drink on the weekdays when you have to go to work super early. And since I already have to wake up super early, it's like it makes it even harder to go. But this week I'm off, so I'm definitely going. Lashanta Hope is getting Steffi back for Thomas leaving her to go to Paris with Douglas. Letitia. Let's everyone say what's up to Letitia. There's Lashanta, there's Lashant, and now there's Letitia. Ron says, Albert, please explain to DC that Steffi shot Sheila first back in 2017 for no reason and is still walking free up to this day. Well, Ron, it's very hard to sit there and try to explain to someone who feels that it's okay to dictate to someone else how they should be moving in their life and in their relationships. Apparently, what I just gather right now is that DC says it's okay for Steffi to be dictating how Finn moves. Dictating how a grown ass man should be sitting there moving makes sense to him, but okay, sure. Well, let's say, oh yeah, I see. I understand how you feel, Albert. I feel the same way every Wednesday and Saturday night because I have to take my butt to bed for the next year. It's rough, Alyssa. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a morning person, so it's like I need every little advantage I can get. 30 says, Albert, this is the same thing as saying candy man 3 times. If Albert says that he ain't gonna do it if a woman tells him to. I just have a sense of no, I just have a goddamn backbone. DC says, but something tells me Sheila did something to ask for that shooting. Steffi is classy woman and wouldn't shoot someone for no reason. Okay, see now he's trolling. Now he's trolling. Look how much. See, DC. Let's say I'm going to be pissed when Steffi is going to fire Hope for being cordial with Sheila and going to her father's wedding. You know what, Alyssa? You know what make that better though? When Hope and Finn wound up sleeping together. When Hope sleeps with Finn, oof, it's gonna be so good. It's going to be great. Robbie says, "Albert wears the pants in this damn." I was just, Darby, I was just looking at DC. It was like I know he did not just sit there and practically say that Steffi should be dictating what Finn, a grown ass adult, should be doing. And being like, oh, well, he shot me and left me for dead and stuff like that. Okay, well, then Steffi should have left that marriage. But did Steffi leave the marriage? No. But then it doesn't goddamn matter then. Like, goddamn, there's so many different shows that constantly do nothing but emasculate men. And DC's practically snipped there saying that shit is okay now. Someone says Jordan's still being locked up and Victor's show place is ridiculous. Yeah, at that point, I was like, you should just probably put a bullet in him. Bullet in her. DC says, what I did. You need backup now, DC? One, I'm pretty sure Kyrus would agree with me. Two, yeah, I'm just gonna let that go. Ron says, Albert, when Hope gets her line taken down, Ridge better shut his effing mouth and be quiet because Brooke is going to be like, You're gonna let her run my daughter out of the company. First of all, he does need to shut his effing mouth. Crystal Williams. What's good, Crystal Williams? Let's everyone say what's up to Crystal Williams. Letitia says Brooke won't allow Steffy to cut her line as long as Ridge is co-CEO. Well, um, we'll see. We'll see about that, Letitia. I think that I think it's gonna happen. But I'm just checking. Darby says Hope and Finn sleeping together is like brother and sister sleeping together. Well, Hope and Thomas sleeping together is really like brother and sister sleeping together because they technically share a brother. If we're gonna be honest on Darby, so that's actually worse if you stop to think about it. Ed says, "I wonder if Eric's going to confront Leo next," and Eric was dumb to think someone was still. Yeah, exactly, Ed. It's very stupid. I agree with that 100%, Ed. DT says, I understand Steffi getting all Sheila's associate folks out of her life. I'm championing for Steffi now, just like I championed for Nina back in the day when she called Carly and Nixon Falls. Justin said, trust me, Sheila will do to Deacon what she did to Eric. Well, then I guess Deacon is going to get what he deserves then. Ron, I feel like she's going to cut the line. And Hope is going to get revenge by taking her man. Because Finn is going to find out. Finn is going to find out that Finn is going to find out about the kiss. Dolomitic says Hope's line is because Steffi's going to have to put on some lingerie and start selling underwear again because that's the only thing that makes Forrest the money besides hope for the future. Isaac family, how are you doing, my friend? Johnson says, I don't really think two people sharing a sibling is that big of a deal if they're not related to each other. It's weird. It's weird. We can agree that it's weird. It's not like that nastiness that wound up happening on Guide and Light, right? With the two actual cousins. DC says, Abby, you sound like you want Hope to steal Finn. Steffi is not right for emasculating Finn, but in this case, I understand. So, ah, that was good. That was good. No, DC. See, you have to come back tomorrow. You have to come back tomorrow and actually have my bottle of wine. Oh yeah, that nastiness. This DC. You know what that sentence reads right there? That sentence reads, when is it okay for a woman to emasculate a man? The answer is never, but that's not what I'm reading. What I'm reading is a justification for emasculating a man that DC is endorsing. DC says, "Okay, let me rephrase my sentence." No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You you said it right the first time. DC says, I don't condone it, but I get her frustration with Finn. So you condone it in this case. You don't normally condone it, but you condone it. Okay. All right. Man, I wish I was drinking tonight. Danny says, but did you know the actress Audra and Brooke Logan and Sally and the actress playing Nate are... No, I did not. But I'm a Leo, so that's cool. That's cool. I heard Leos like to sit down, either get the last they like to always think that they're right or something. And it says, I wonder what Finn's reaction is going to be when he learns about Liz's conversation with Portia. Betrayal. Betrayal. That whole conversation was so out of pocket, by the way. It really was. DC says, but how did she emasculate him? She didn't give Finn orders. She stated her terms. Two very different things, sir. It's the way she's gone about it, though. That's the problem, DC. It's the way she's gone about it. The bossiness, the attitudes, the talking down to, talking to him like he's a child. I told you not to go there. Okay, well, he went there. What are you going to do about it? He went there. You need to lower your damn tone. If we're going to be honest, how about we start with that, sweetheart? How about you lower your damn tone and talk to me like I'm your equal, not your child? Susan says, I learned early on in my 45 years of marriage so far to never dictate what my husband does. Steffi's been married for how many years? Exactly. And it doesn't take a rocket science to not sit there to not do something like that. That's true, Kevin. That is absolutely true. Ron says, Albert, if and when Brad Bell plays Finn with Hope, then what would those fans say? They'd be mad and angry and raw. As says, I agree because Portia's going to have to do something about Finn. This I'm your friend doesn't work. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Susan says, Albert is one of the keys to a long-term marriage. Exactly. It's Susan. It's about respect. It's about mutual respect. You treat that person like an equal. You don't treat him like he's one of your children. Letitia said, let's face it, Sheila has done some horrible things to the Foster family. She shot Taylor, almost killed her. She shot Brooke. She shot her own son and Steffy just to leave them for dead. Yeah, she's done some very terrible things. And I wouldn't blame Steffy for being like, you know what, listen, I love you, but I don't love you that much. Stop. I wouldn't blame Steffy for sitting there leaving. DC says, but I felt Finn disrespected her, allowing his mother, who shot them, to still be in their lives. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, yeah, I agree with that, Alyssa. They do need a new, they do need a new villain. I agree with that. They need a new villain. I mean, I don't disagree with that, you see, but I also don't agree with you emasculating your man. I don't agree with that either. And that's the bottom line. What she's been doing has been emasculating this man. Kevin says, I hope they give Thomas a new love interest since Finn and Hope be a couple. But Kevin, she's gonna sit there and be all over Thomas, being like, "Oh, I want you back," and this, that, and third, and I'm going to drag her to the end of time. DC says, "I didn't say it was okay for her to emasculate him." That's exactly what you said, though. That's literally what you said, like about 5 rows up. You see, I'm not even drunk. I know exactly what you said. You literally said in some cases it's okay to say that. Like, what are you talking about? Johnson says B&B needs a villain named Esmeralda. No, thank you, Dolomite. Dolomite says, my question is, why does Steffi keep insisting on food from the restaurant that Sheila works at? Bingo. Bingo. Now, Susan says, I'm not going to debate about Steffi because she needs to be taken down a few pegs, telling everyone how she tells Finn not to have anything to do with Sheila. Exactly. DC says, I never said such things, Mr. Bostic. Would you prepare would you prepare like to schedule an appointment with Dr. The only thing I'm going to be preparing for him is going to the damn liquor store tomorrow. As says, I saw the live stream I missed and I was dying when you were talking about Finn from B&B because I would, damn, if someone says I better not do something where do not threaten me with a good time. Uh, Solomon says Sheila and Deacon's wedding was pathetic. They should have gotten married at the city hall. Yeah. Paula says Sheila was the one who went to Steffi's house to try to kill all of them. Kill all of a sudden looks a look-alike comes on the show, and that's how Sheila is brought back to play the hero. Horrible writing. But now DC says, but Sheila is not some friend or ex. Sheila is the woman who tried to kill them. I don't like everyone in this chat. I like everyone in this chat to schedule an appointment with Dr. Marlena Evans or Kevin. Well, I guess we can't sit there and get Taylor because they fired the actress. Um, Dominic says I feel like Steffi is disrespectful to Finn by maintaining a friendship with Liam. She doesn't have to be his hubby to co-parent. Finn should trade. No, Finn should trade Sheila interactions for Liam's interactions. Like that. So, Susan says someone on social media called it the wedding at Pizza Hut. Damn. All right, DC, you have a great night. Thank you for joining. Ron says, okay, DC. Ron says Albert Deacon needs to set some boundaries at his establishments, like no foresters and expensive that they can't respect Sheila. They need to tell them to go somewhere else. And of course, he has to leave with that now, seeing as. But yeah, have a good night, DC. Alyssa, I agree. Both Liam and Sheila are trash. I could see Finn and Steffi taking a break. Yep, see it too. Yeah, speaking of, but he did sit there and say something. I totally forgot to. I wonder if Thomas doesn't feel like Sheila is a changed woman, and even if she isn't, Stephanie needs to understand that Sheila's birthed her husband. Of course, he's going to be obligated to be in Sheila's life. Johnson says General Hospital, the video game Corinthos versus Alcazar. I miss Alcazar. Letitia says, I love Steffi all the way, and she told Finn to stay away from Sheila. He promised her and went back on his word. Hmm. Well, I was wondering, was Kyrie's live streaming tonight, and he is. Kevin says, I heard Steffy Liam takes Beth away from Hope. Oof. Thank you, Susan. Make sure you do hit that like button because it really does actually help. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Justin says General Hospital in the movie. Well, Ron, DC does like the trolls, so that's unfortunately he wasn't trolling about that emasculating BS, but yeah. But I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna end the stream here. I want to sit there and try to watch a little bit of both of Young and Restless before I go to bed. And plus, I don't like to sit there and wake up too late. This makes the whole day feel like a rush when I don't. When I don't wake up at a certain time period. So I need to really sit there and take away this cup. Um, but yes, have a good night, Jonathan. Have a good night, Dolomedics. Have a good night, Susan. Johnson says, imagine if GH or any other soap had a feature-length film. I don't know how that would work. It would look good, though. I'd imagine the budget. Have a good night, Alyssa. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Ed. Have a good night, Dolomedics. Have a good night, Solomon. Have a good night, Diadic family. Lakeisha. Dolomedics says, by the way, check out a couple of Hollywood episodes if you get a chance. I definitely will, Dolomedics. Thank you so much. Have a good night, Lisa. It was great to see you. Ron says, good night, everyone. See you tomorrow again for a next edition of Aubrey Bosick Live. Thank you, Ronnie Ron. I appreciate you always. There were some other new people that came into the chat tonight, too. Have a good night, Night Girl. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Child with Aubrey Bosick. Thank you, Jonathan. Have a good night, Danny R. I feel bad because I seen a new people. And one was Letitia. Have a good night, Letitia. Have a good night, LaShanta. Have a good night, LaShawn. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Queen Cat Lady. Thank you. And Johnson says, good night, everyone. And hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button because it really does actually help. Trust me, it really does. Have a good night, Queen of the South. And anyone that I miss, you know who you are. And I appreciate you for coming to the live stream tonight. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters.